Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on this episode, we are going to dive into the most rhino-iest of rhino things that I've ever seen. Do you guys happen to remember the whole assault weapons ban of 2022? Yeah, I know. We talked about it a couple times. One of two GOP congressmen that voted for it and made it actually pass, all their fault, by the way, is now not endorsing the GOP candidate in his home state of Pennsylvania. Now, if you're gonna vote for an assault weapons ban and violate your oath of office, and you're also going to infringe on the Second Amendment, and then you go and you won't endorse your GOP nominee for governor in your home state when every other House Representative member on the GOP from that state has done so, I've got questions, Brian, and that's what we're going to talk about. Everything is linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear from you guys on this one because this is something that you guys need to send out so everyone knows the degree of rhino that this guy is. Now, if you are new, we are always looking to earn that subscription. We need to get as many people in the fold as we possibly can, and we'd love to have you along to help pass the Second Amendment along to the next generation. So if you think we earned that subscription, thank you so much for your consideration, and we'd love to have you. But now, I gotta say a quick word from our returning sponsors, SDI. They keep the lights on, they keep the channel coming to you guys, but now we're gonna do a quick read and then dive into this guy, Brian, on the other side. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and repair your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at SDI cover armor courses, ballistics, shooting sports management, woodworking and finishing, and so much more. Plus, all the tools and materials shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to get an education that you can actually use on the job, so what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description box below, and I would love for you to check them out and let them know I sent you, and thank you again to SDI for making the videos this week possible. All right, let's dive into this Rhino Fest. This guy's horn is a mile long. All right, so here's the article. As always linked, I always bring receipts. All of Pennsylvania's GOP congressmen are endorsing Doug Mastriano for governor, except Fitzpatrick. Brian Fitzpatrick is the representative's name. He is in District 01. I believe it's north of Philadelphia. Now, if you're from Pennsylvania, or you're in the Philadelphia region, or you're in his district, you should know that this guy is one of the only reasons that the assault weapons ban of 2022 passed the House. One of the only reasons that the Democrats can go out and campaign on the fact that they took common sense gun control measures across the entire nation in the House. Brian Fitzpatrick, this is the same guy who said, yeah, the leadership in the GOP didn't even talk to me about this vote because they know I'm a rogue. I do what I do. No one controls me. That guy. Well, Brian Fitzpatrick now, after that little chestnut of goodness, he is now going and saying, I'm not going to support the GOP nominee in Pennsylvania, one of the key states that Republicans have to take the governorship and the Senate to maintain the progress that we're making. Specifically the Senate, because that would be a flip to blue. That wouldn't be a good look, but Brian's not about that because he's his own man and he votes his own way and no one tells him what to do because he's so hard, he's so tough, man. But let's dive into a little bit more about Brian and what's happening here. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. You guys can tell me in the description box below. All but one of Pennsylvania's Republican congressman members are endorsing their party's candidate for governor, State Senator Doug Mastriano. Congressional members. So every single one of them, except Brian. Well, Brian, there's got to be a reason. The outlier is Brian Fitzpatrick, who represents the 1st congressional district in the Philadelphia suburbs, covering Bucks County and part of Montgomery County. It's more moderate than any of Fitzpatrick's GOP colleagues' district, and this isn't the first time Fitzpatrick has split with other Republicans on key votes and endorsements, like the assault weapons ban of 2022 that he just voted for. One of two GOP candidates who did it, one who announced and is now ousted and he's not running in a primary anymore, and then this guy, Brian Fitzpatrick. Whew, but let's keep going. The rhino goes deep. Fitzpatrick chalked the lack of an endorsement up to a scheduling conflict. That's interesting because every time a Democratic nominee doesn't want to be seen with Biden because his poll numbers are so atrocious and he's such a terrible drag on the Democratic election that they always have a scheduling conflict too. It's interesting how scheduling conflicts are convenient when you don't want to endorse somebody or appear near them because of certain reasons. In this case, because you're a rhino. All right. Campaign spokeswoman Nancy McCarty said the representative was attending an intelligence meeting. One of the different committee meetings, by the way, that the leadership of the House could have said, hey, you probably shouldn't be on that if you can't vote with the party, just saying. While the other members of the GOP delegation met with Mastriano and that Fitzpatrick had sent a staffer in his stead. So everyone else met him, everyone else endorsed him, he sends a staffer. Assault weapons ban, by the way. Quote, Representative Fitzpatrick has yet to meet and or speak with Senator Mastriano regarding his plan for Pennsylvania, but hopes to have the chance to do so prior to the fall elections, she said in a written statement. That's not good enough, Brian. You can't say, well, I hope we talk before the elections. That would be so terrible if we couldn't talk and I couldn't endorse you. It's the election. Come on, what are you doing? You are on the same team, or at least you say you are, and if you're not, you might as well just switch to a Democratic Party because that's what you're doing. Rhino. All right, got 2 more things for you. Fitzpatrick's decision to, at least for now, for now, steer clear of his party's gubernatorial candidate could also speak to Mastriano's odds in the populous Philly suburbs. Many voters there appear unlikely to back him. Does this sound vaguely familiar to anyone else about anything that happened around 2016? Anybody? Okay. So what this is alluding to is the fact that maybe Mastriano isn't going to win, and it would actually be a political negative for Fitzpatrick to actually support Mastriano in his own party. Oh, so you're just going to stay quiet and let Shapiro, a far-left Democrat, take over the governorship of Pennsylvania because for your own political expediency. You guys picking up the Rhino vibes yet? All right, got one more thing for you. In a letter, the 8 congressional members endorsing Mastriano said they're supporting him now because of his, quote, passion for life, freedom, and liberty. Those sound pretty essential. They're all either in predominantly Republican districts or not seeking re-election. Okay, you've got a GOP chance to take the state governorship of Pennsylvania. They take that state governorship, you've got the House and the Senate who are both red. You're talking constitutional carry. You're talking Second Amendment protection zones. You're talking about everything across the board. And little Brian Fitzpatrick, too busy counting his yes vote for an assault weapons ban of 2022 to endorse a GOP candidate for governor when you're a representative of the GOP in Pennsylvania. I've got questions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.